Last night was a trip. Last night made me want to max out my Eureka gear. Like, I feel like I'm not done with Eureka yet because I have to do the weapon, the armor. I have to learn the different Logos actions. I need to collect Logos actions. I need to learn how to do it on healer. I need to learn how to do it on DPS. I need to learn how to like everything on Eureka because I was so lost during those boss mechanics. And I just wanted to know more. I wanted to be better. You know what I mean? Unbelievable. All right, let's queue up and get back to gathering and crafting. Cool mount. That is a cool mount. That's a very cool mount. What the hell is that? This freaking saw is giant. What the heck?
Okay, for those of you that don't know, this is the Wizard. He plays a lot of Korean games. We don't really know why, other than he likes to torture himself and he likes to experience pain. That's the only logical conclusion that I can come up with why he would put himself through so many Korean games. Now, I play Korean games from time to time, but I am more of a I'm more of a sampler. You know, you go to a party, there's like the waiter that's like going around and he has a little meat on a toothpick. You know, I'm kind of like that. I like to take a little bite. You know, but the Wizard, okay, he will go to a buffet. He will go to an all-you-can-eat Korean buffet with just the nastiest, fucking horrible Korean games, terrible for your health, and he will devour that shit, okay? And he likes it and he loves it, okay? But he hates it at the same time, okay? He's played a lot. He's played Lost Ark. He's played what was that one, Throne and Liberty or some shit. So that's kind of who the Wizard is. Now I'm going to play Ion 2. I am excited about Ion.
Greetings, Internet. I hope you all doing well. Today we have some news regarding Ion 2. No more speculations, no more secrets. We know the dates when the game gonna be released on the West and when in Korea.
Okay, I'm excited about Ion 2 Reloaded. Back for more. I think it looks great. Unironically, I think it looks fantastic. Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
But before that, please allow me to take all balding fat fucks like me for a 1 minute nostalgia trip.
Oh man. This was so good, dude. That's the Abyss. Oh man, that's 1.0, man. So good.
I was doing that in my head.
Dude, I loved this game when it first came out, man. Oh my god. This was my first MMO.
Ion 2 is scheduled to be released November for Taiwan and Korea and first half of 26 for rest of the world. With that announcement, they also publish huge ass interview with one of their officer about the game and financial projections. So I'll read all of it. It's in Korean. I will lend you link below, but I have TLDR the most exciting parts. First important news is that Ion 2 will inherit major of Ion 1 mechanics. So the gameplay structure won't be drastically different. Still you
So in Ion is like a PvP game. It had some like dungeons and shit, but most of the time it was PvP. Now, the problem with that is that people ran out of shit to do real fast. Like, you can only PvP so much. I am a firm believer that if you're gonna have a PvP game, you also need PvE as well, especially if it's an MMO. Now, obviously, I'm talking about MMOs. I'm not talking about like a fucking first-person shooter or anything like that. I'm talking about a strictly MMO. You need that PvE content because, one, you don't feel like PvPing all the time. Two, you need something to do to progress your character. You also want to cater to both audiences, so you need that PvE content. Ion 1, it had PvE content, but it didn't have very much, and the drop rate was so bad that grinding for your weapon was just fucking horrible. Like, I'll give you guys an example. One of the best weapons in the game. I played the dumb gladiator job. Okay, I played the melee with the polearm, of course, you know.
He played warrior in every game. He played warrior. What you gonna play with? Play warrior. Play warrior. Oh, look, he played warrior.
Shut the fuck up. Yes, I played warrior in like every game, okay? One of the best weapons in that game was called the Commander Bakarma Spear. okay? It was an insane weapon for a gladiator. It was so good, in fact, that it was not only BIS for 1.0, it was BIS for 2.0 and 3.0. It was that damn good. So imagine using a fucking weapon, you know, for those of you that play Final Fantasy, imagine using the Twintania weapon, like, up until Stormblood. It was fucking nuts. Anyway, I never got that drop. Never. I have killed that boss literally hundreds of times. I never got the drop. You know how I got the weapon? I bought it. So it dropped for somebody else, and I fucking bought it off of them because I couldn't fucking get it to drop.
We'll have two factions. You will have faction PvP. You will have Realm against Realm 2. So there is gonna be no revolutionary changes. Second most important information is that the game will be focused on PvE riding. They had assembled special team of individuals that will design breathtaking riding experience. They want to challenge World of
Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to tell you why he said it like that. Because in Korean games, PvE content fucking sucks. Okay? It's fucking garbage. Okay? It's so bad. And I'll tell you what, man. He's probably going to play this game. And when this game comes out here, I'm going to see if he's playing on the same server. Because I would definitely play with the Wizards. Will Zeno be mean to Darwin in 2-2? Okay, look, guys. I'm going to ask Darwin if he wants to play Ion 2 when it comes out. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to pull up our DMs on stream. I'm going to say, hey, brother, we haven't talked in a while, but again, I'm sorry for what happened. I love you. You're still one of my best friends, even though you haven't said that you hated me. I don't think that you hate me. You probably are not the happiest with me right now, but we're going to play some Ion 2, and I would love to have you by my side, brother.
Warcraft taking riding experience. They want to challenge World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV on
shit.
that field.
Oh.
That's some bold claims.
Yeah.
As NCSoft never give us like SD riding experience.
Yeah.
What I mean by SD riding, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, those two games having S tier riding experience.
Yeah.
Everything we get from NCSoft is B tier at best. Maybe Guild Wars. I didn't play Guild Wars long enough to check it, but maybe Guild Wars have I tier riding.
No, I agree completely. Don't get me wrong. I love the PvP in Ion. That's what kept me playing the game. So for those of you that are interested in Ion, me and Arthur's, we're going to play the shit out of Ion 2. Now, we are going in with the expectation that this game is only going to last 6 months to a year. The game is going to be pay to win. I fucking love it. I am going to wail to a dude fucking, well, what have we here? We got another goldfin. That's me. I'm the motherfucking goldfin. Okay, that's me right here. Here's my fin. You see my fin? Okay, that's the gold fin. That's me. I'm gonna wail, and I'm gonna pay my way to victory. So if I run into you in PvP and you just get fucking one shot, that's because I bought all my fucking gear. Fuck you, eat shit. I'm gonna take a selfie over your dead fucking body. You know, because I fucking bought my win. We can, you know, dead guys can't talk. You know what I'm saying? You can beep. You can talk all you want, but you're fucking dead because I killed you because I bought all the gear. Okay, so you can eat shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my mentality going in. Now we are gonna play, and anybody who wants to play with us is more than welcome.
So I am very curious what they're gonna cook. And the final important information from this interview is that the game will be way less pay to win than the Lineage series. And for all people that experience uncontrollable rising in hopium, let's roll some archive wizard clip about Lineage pay to win.
How much money I spent on this game? It's anywhere between, I'm estimating this, but I'm thinking it's somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000. And yes, that's right, 1,000 with a T. That's a lot of fucking money for a video game, right? And I hit people for 10,000, they hit me for 10 million. How much more fucking money do I gotta spend? First of all, I'll be able to hit.
That's how it is, bro. That's how it is. I'm the guy hitting you for 10 million. You know, you're only hitting me for 10,000. I'm hitting you for 10 fucking million. I'm like looking at your direction. I'm just like, dude, you know what it is, man? I'm like Ben Stiller in fucking what's that fucking Zoolander. I'm gonna give you the fucking Magnum. And then your character just gonna fucking die. Your character just gonna fucking fall over dead because you haven't spent near as much. You haven't spent a fraction of the money that I have, motherfucker. Okay? You think you gotta be good at these games? Nah, bruh. Nah, bruh. Let me tell you. Nah, you just pay your way to win. Okay? You just pay. Okay, that's me.
Hit for 10 million damage, and then second of all, be able to only take 10,000 damage.
I will believe it that the game is non-pay to win or low pay to win, where I'm gonna see it on my own eyes.
Yeah.
We'll do investigation and proper report will be published on this channel.
Yeah.
Wizard, is this game gonna be good? Is this game gonna be good? What you think? I think 90% chance that the game will be exceptionally good.
Okay.
Why? Because except Throne and Liberty that was mid, all other PC MMOs released by NCSoft were spot on.
Okay.
Music, combat, immersion, top tier. I am not concerned about quality of this game. What I'm concerned about is classic NCSoft, lackluster endgame focused on insane pay-to-win grind bullshit that sucks soul from you, and all you do after playing this game for 6 months is this. Cooking is done.
Okay. I'm gonna say this though. The Wizard, he's been playing too many Korean games. Okay? Because not all of them were excellent. Okay? Now they had some good ones, okay? But he's been playing too many.
Jesus
Okay?
Christ, people, wake up!
I think he forgot what a good game, okay? But
God.
I will say the classic Ion was very fun. However, you have to go in with the expectation that the game is probably going to die after like 6 months or a year. Probably.
Time for a main dish. You probably know that, or maybe don't, but two biggest MMORPG communities, World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy, think of our games that they are trash. They think their games are peak, and we are just unskilled, grinding bozos that spend money to beat baby content.
He's right, though, bro. He's right, dude. Dude, Final Fantasy players are fucking crunchy. They're like, hey, Korean grinder. Enjoy your wordless life. Let's. No, that's how we think.
That spend money to beat baby content.
Yeah.
Music Plus, Ultimator, so-far content. You guys have only trash, only grinding. Those games are not even MMO. But to my knowledge, if I remember it correct, we never had a direct confrontation. Who is better? Who is pumping harder? Who is better at clearing content? The Lost Ark was close, but before the real hard content come to the game was already dead. No one gave the fuck. It was GG. High profile shit.
You know, the things I saw about Lost Ark, it seemed pretty cool actually. Like a couple of those bosses, it seemed pretty cool. They had some interesting mechanics, but from what I understand, they didn't have very many of them. And to get to those encounters was a huge pain in the ass. So it kind of wasn't worth getting to it, I guess. But
Yeah.
I never played it. I tried to, but I couldn't get into it.
Too much of a pain.
Only local
It's true.
yachters were still in the game. This time is different, however. I got phone call from Yoshi P from Japan, and he informed me that some high-profile Sturmers that stream Final Fantasy 14 will join Ion 2 release to show how to play the game. So we're gonna...
Yes. I am going to be playing Ion 2. And hopefully we can make the Worry or Baldinia Legion, or we can ally with some other Strummer Legions, and we can take over the server.
We can make our enemies fall, kneel at our feet. We will take what they have, take everything from them, and leave them with nothing.
And conquer the server.
Gonna have some right clearing parachute competition coming ahead of us. And if we will gonna get destroyed by Lalafell and Goliath in our own game, emotional damage, I don't think I will ever recover from that. And you may ask now, Wizard, didn't we also have beastly Sturmers that play our Korean MMOs?
Okay, so let's talk about one of the dumbest things I have ever done. Last week, I posted a sponsored video on Instagram and TikTok for a tech company called World and its product, the Orb. Now, if you're not familiar, this is just a comically creepy product. The company was co-founded by OpenAI's Sam Altman, and its product, the Orb, purports to scan your iris to prove that you're a human. And in return for giving up that precious biometric data, it gives you about $40 in crypto. This thing has already been banned in several countries, and even the rest of the crypto industry has called it out for being predatory. And, you know, I've devoted my entire career as a comedian to debunking scams, and I am on record as being extremely skeptical, even negative, about AI and crypto. So you might be wondering, why the fuck would Adam Conover make a sponsored video for this company? And yeah, I have exactly the same question for myself. Looking at this decision with hindsight, I am fucking embarrassed. I'm humiliated, to be quite honest. It feels like I was asleep at the wheel of my own life in some way. I mean, I've been making comedy online in the public eye for a few decades at this point, and I thought I knew what I was doing, but it turns out I'm just capable of fucking up in the most fundamental way. And that makes me feel differently about yourself. Like, if I could do this, what else am I capable of? Driving directly into oncoming traffic? Drinking cyanide as an oopsie? It's fucking insane. So the internet spent an entire week dunking on me, and I deserved every single piece of it. Because even though I never endorsed the product, I never said, I love it, you should use it, the simple act of making a video for this company directly violated not only my public brand and credibility, but also my actual personal values, all for, honestly, not that much money. And so I've genuinely been trying to figure out why I did it. You know, sometimes even our own actions can be a mystery to ourselves. I've literally been talking with my therapist about it. Why did I do this thing that was so out of character for me? So look, the most obvious explanation would be the money, right? And sure, easy money is nice to get, especially in an industry where you don't know where your next paycheck is coming from. But I've turned down more money than this before for products that I have less of a problem with. And when I got the offer for this thing, I knew deep down that I should reject it. So why didn't I? I think, ultimately, I did it because I thought I was better than them. I felt contempt for what World was asking me to do. I was like, hold on, this company wants to pay me, a guy who's on record as a crypto and AI hater and clearly thinks the product is garbage, to make a video about it, and they don't even want me to endorse it? My audience is gonna see right through that. I thought it was a dumb money gig and that I could outsmart them. If they want to let me make a BS video that everyone knows isn't genuine, grab the bag and get
What is this healer, dude?
My funeral. It turned out to be my funeral. You know, here's a tip. When you think something's a dumb money gig, you should double check who the dumb one is in the transaction. I ignored my heart, I listened to my stupid brain, and the only person I outsmarted was myself. Because, first of all, yeah, you guys are smart, and you did hate the product. But I guess I forgot that you were also going to hate the dude talking about the product, me. Crypto bullshit is a transitive property. By playing along with it, I got it on me, and I started to stink like it.
Okay.
But more important, no matter how
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the convocation, I hereby take Meteon into custody.
The moment of truth. Is this when he becomes a true
And
villain?
setting aside the matter of your nomination, You will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Okay.
Meteor, I am so sorry that I could have listened to your report in full, reflected upon its meaning, conveyed it to others, that they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed, and that wish will never be realized. However,
Uh-oh.
ere our fates become the province of others, I beg you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those
Happiness?
stars?
It was death. Was there any happiness?
Was there a reason for living?
His eyes are so cool. Is she herself now?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased,
Oh. The deceased even.
heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own.
Oh.
One race has striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse.
Uh-oh.
One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time nor death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savour in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live.
This is actual life despair.
Worlds apart,
This is actually so real.
shared a belief that they had tried their best, that they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success.
Uh-oh. The dynamis. Oh.
That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness
that they must be in some kind of corner in our world too.
Our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the star.
Oh my god, I forgot how good that was.
Sucking walked away from the mid-star, from the dolphins. And I saw immediately that the stop.
Botanist. Man, that was a hard one. Oh, this one. Bum ba bum ba bum ba ba da bum 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 ba bum bum ba da bum 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 ba bum ba bum bum ba da bum 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 ba bum ba dum da 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 dum dum da 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 ba 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 do 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 no da 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 banana do da da. Da ba 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 da bum ba da ba ba da bum 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 ba 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 da ba ba da bum ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 da. I gotta do the what do you call it? Grand Company hunting logs so I can get the expert deliveries. Maybe I'll do that today. I think this one just does, yeah, something like that. Ba ba da 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 na 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 ba ba na 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 ba na na da na 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 ba 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 da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 ba da bum ba ba bum bum ba bum 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 dum bum 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 ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 la ba 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 da ba da 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 na 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 da na 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 na. Whew. Nice. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. More gill. Gilly, gilly, gilly. Gilly, gilly, gilly. Da 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 da. I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win. Da na na ba na 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 na. Wahoo! Ba ba ba.
Such is the gift we now offer to Atheris.
To think she went from such a happy little Twitter girl?
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die?
True. Hermes don't. Oh! Oh no!
Mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you still take her side. In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we...
Oh! Yeah, he's not wrong, but like these creations didn't have true souls though.
We ourselves are flawed.
Does it not stand to reason?
No.
We too should be discarded. That is sophistry, and you know it.
Sophistry.
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. Who is to say that you are right?
And this is how we created a monster. Holy
Let us
crap.
settle this with a determination. In my authority as chief overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist.
Well, he thinks he's like Death Reaper or something?
To value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified. He will surely find a way to revert his demise. If
So
not,
this is the Fandango we
he
know.
will perish from the start. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness. Kairos, awaken!
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command. Universal memory alteration. Target area. Catesis Hyperborea.
Universe.
Start. Arrival of Emmett Selk with the convocation at Propylion.
Oh, he's gonna alter the memory?
Empire. The present. Erase the memories of all events. Replace with a vague recollection of the following. I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos. Them itself, in different days. Meteon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain the existence. And all dissipated. The resultant shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Is my character gonna forget this too?
Acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
Not if I can help it.
So we went back into the past?
To the edge of the universe, where none can reach it.
We ruined everything and left no trace of it.
If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Sif. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
Had you said yes? What is that supposed to mean? Why does that sound threatening? He won't get a gentle ending anymore?
But not go, go, go!
It's not over. He still supports her. He basically called him a fool, and he still protects her. Argos, to me.
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
Uh-oh. Cancel it.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world. This fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with, not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits, and no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact, and I will see that you...
Oh, yes, we won't forget it.
Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
Confluence? Is she gonna reach her? Almost! Or maybe I'm not gonna know. He's gonna throw me back to the future and I don't know. Oh, she missed. I thought it was gonna be like cut, cliffhanger. Oh? Oh, she marked her.
But not forever!
Oh! And now I can ask Heidelin in the future to track that.
Meteon's gotten away.
Second process complete. 1 remaining to execution.
Holy crap!
No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump.
And we do before our memories erase. Holy crap, this is so good. Run! Shut up, Hermes.
But neither can I let you escape.
No!
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, do the thing so I can fall into the portal or something. No! You should have just made the portal so I could have jumped into that.
Too brave by half.
Wait, am I fine?
Exemplary work, as always, Emmett Selk.
Wait, why does everything sound so happy now?
I thought the confluence was...
Where am I?
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping we would.
They don't need you? What do you mean?
Where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion. I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
Wait, what is happening here? I'm too dumb to understand.
Brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate.
Oh my god, are they talking about Zem?
Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement.
Why are they being so smug?
I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every asset. now. I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path.
You did.
You did.
You did.
If it must be said,
Oh? Confession?
do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
Oh, happy ending.
Final process complete. Executing universe.
I got my happy ending with Emmett. It's all I wanted. I got my happy ending with Emmett. I was so sad.
And this is how it all happens. Oh my god, this is how Heidelin was born.
Story.
Oh my
Was
god.
it a happy ending? Well, it's bittersweet. He's already dead in my future, right? That's the happiest that we can have it. Because he's already gone, right? Oh. Wait, Heidelin made it through as well? Then why doesn't she remember?
She does. That's what makes her Heidelin.
Just a little tired. Can it be true? Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world? In life? Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations?
Is this the moment she gives me the enchantment?
And yet, I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteor's presence, and the place where to we must go.
But how does she forget this?
She doesn't.
Ere she made good
Or
her
not tell me about it?
I placed an enchantment upon her, one which allows us to follow her trail.
Wait, and before it's me? I have an enchantment from her.
Uttermost bounds of the fairies, and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down.
And before I'm meeting her in the future.
But thanks to Emmett Selk and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember.
Maybe I changed the future. Maybe she didn't remember. But now that I went to the past, now she remembers. Because this happened.
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to share.
Yeah, maybe we changed the future. What became of the others, I wonder.
I'd like to know too. Let us ascertain the situation at Catisus Hyperborea, where they should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case,
In which case
I am
Emmett will be an
sorry,
asshole again.
I've asked much of you this day, but may I trouble you one last time? Argus will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Yeah, no looking. They don't remember.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Hermes remembers though, right?
No.
Emmett, back to usual. Forgive
I
me.
was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But meeting
Oh, he hit himself too?
our shared consciousness became
He ensured fairness.
Yes.
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos' accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Vinar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
Does Emmett ever say when we first meet that he recognizes me? I need to go back to our first meeting.
We did?
No, we did? Question mark? No, I guess, no, he doesn't remember me.
If Vinar was with us,
No.
I have no recollection of it.
Yeah, no, they don't have any memory of me.
But
Feels
that
bad,
there is
man.
her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress as well. I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah,
remember.
well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Vinar about it when next we meet.
Does she go back?
Yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this meteor did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarant. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects.
Alright, Emmett.
Here on the business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
Have to have the conversation again, of course.
as you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
Da, da, da,
I doubt
da.
aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
More meaningful moments. Emmett, this was a
The
meaningful
most meaningful moment.
Okay? Alright?
Don't squander the legacy.
I doubt aught of interest occurred.
Let us rest, if only for a while. After all, you and I, well, we still have a long, long way to go.
Yeah, we do. We do. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Is your brain not exploding from this time travel stuff? Yeah, no, this is insane. Guys, I think we destroyed the world.
No,
I
he
think
didn't.
Everything is our fault.
No.
We caused it. Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical, but resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create more intellectuals. He poured much of himself into Meteor, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He will blame himself, he will believe that, had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, then the Meteor would have never been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be a welcome distraction, and one day hence, he will face the Advent in the final days and the role of Thundar. Holy crap.
Wow. Oh
That's
man, I forget how good this was.
I still have questions.
I forget how good Endwalker
Why
was. It
why
was
does Heidi
peak.
not told us? Does she not remember? Because she's here with me.
It was years ago now. Holy
Why did she not
moly.
tell me? Thou must live
This
die and
this
die.
dungeon is an hour long.
Annie
Like,
listens to me. Our duty now is not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emetselk or Hydra, Hythlodaeus, that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more, see you to the doors of Perpillion. This was so well written. Why did Venat not comment the fact that she has the memory, but never told me?
So, it is within. The portal that brought you hither, and will take you home.
It's kind of sad to leave him though. I got kind of used to being here. Yes, this is where we part ways. Perhaps I should stay and help?
I appreciate your sentiment. I truly do. But 'tis a very long game that we must now play. And while you have maintained a stable presence here thus far, there are dangers in lingering overlong. No. You must return to your own battlefield. Make use of the knowledge you have attained.
if I ever see that message again, I'm killing it.
Sacrifice be not in vain. With Meteor free to pursue her designs, 'tis only a matter of time until the final days are upon us. We must be ready. From fortifying our defenses to securing our escape, there is much to be done. In spite of this, we cannot allow the report that set this calamity in motion to become common knowledge. Were the masses to learn the fates of the other stars, I fear the situation would spiral out of our control. I must carefully consider who can be trusted and bring them into the fold.
Okay.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't hesitate to call upon the 14. However, it was the desire for a fair determination that drove Hermes to attempt to erase our memories. Were he made aware of his actions, there is no telling whether he would remain a friend or become a foe.
She did say when we first told her about everything, she said that she could not imagine herself going against the 14. And now we know why.
Alternately,
Here we are, the despair.
Yet in doing so, we would deprive ourselves of a brilliant mind who would be invaluable in the crises to come. Quite the dilemma. Which is why I must work independently of the convocation. Regardless of how we proceed, if we are to permanently avert the final days, we must be equal to Hermes' challenge. We must prove that mankind is worthy to exist. This hinges, I think, on how we confront the all-consuming despair that
The all-consuming despair.
seemingly inevitable end. Bewildered and divided, we would perish like the peoples of those celestial ruins. We could not hope to survive the final days, much less take the battle to Meteor at her nest. We must find a way to defeat despair, to unite and prepare as many as possible for the struggle ahead.
We must find a way to defeat despair. Chat, this is our quest. Our quest is to defeat despair. Can we do that?
Heavy will weigh the burden of guiding this legion of souls. Yet I have faith in mankind's potential. As long as he believes in himself, there is naught he cannot achieve. So I will not give up on him. On us.
Ooh, it's time. It's time for the
Or
walk.
perhaps the erasure of our friend's
It's
memories
time
will
for the
set the
walk,
seeds of a
dude.
connection between us. We cannot know until the moment is at hand. So shall I strive to do my best, taking naught for granted as I walk my path.
Walk free.
And I pray you walk with me to the end.
Walk with me.
As you move forward, so too will I. As will all, resolved to fight for the morrow. And when mankind has found the strength to stand against despair, we shall silence the song of oblivion. She who sings it will learn our journey is far from over. This I promise. Fare you well, my light of the future, till we meet again.
I'm actually leaving.
Oh, I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying. It's so good.
I'm actually getting goosebumps. Traveling. I think my sound just died.
From this day forth, I shall strive to bring honor to the seat of Fandango.
So I can see that he did it. He did it. Oh no. The calamity. I would help them, but I'm not allowed. I'm back in the future. No, I'm not in the future. No, I'm still in the past. Yeah.
Even now, I remember standing there, locked in a moment where the sky is aflame. Where stars fall as tears, and screams darken the seas. Where resignation rots the trees. Where terror twists magics into abominations. Such is the lament of they who have gone before. The song of they who tried and failed to create a better world. The song of the end.
I was about to say, didn't they say that they have too much ether so they can't turn into the monsters? But yeah, they can still die to them.
That which
Why
hides
wasn't it
invented
worth to
in
stop
us
this?
is no longer hope's creation. It is hopelessness incarnate. That day, mankind saw half of its number sacrificed to bring forth Zodiac.
Oh yeah.
And covering the star in a shroud of ether We forestalled the final days.
That song playing now is so powerful.
Yet the cries echoed still. We wept for innocence lost, wailed for death inevitable. A reality too terrible to bear. And for too many who sought comfort in gilded memories of joyful days and tranquil nights.
This is all wrong. Why must we suffer so?
It needn't be like this. No. There must be a way to restore things to the way they were. To reclaim the perfect paradise we once had.
No, my friends. Suffering exists, and we cannot pretend otherwise. No civilization, however great, could eliminate it. If we would live, we must accept it as our constant companion. Let us not seek to forget this tragedy. Let us carry it in our hearts, that we may grow stronger and know true happiness.
We can't accept it. We won't accept it. It will be ours again. A world free of sorrow.
No, it will not. For there has ever been sorrow. Mankind was but spared its biting sting for a time. So please, open your eyes. To try and reclaim those lives we lost by sacrificing yet more isn't wisdom. It is weakness. No paradise is without its shadows. If we cannot accept this truth and learn from our pain, then our plight shall be repeated.
She's a pillar. A pillar for them all.
Almighty Zodiac! God, born of our boundless faith! We bid you, hear our prayer! Accept this offering of lives, and deliver unto us the lives we once had. Deliver unto us the days of old, the days when the star was a font of love, and we knew naught but bliss. You would destroy it? Our beautiful world?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all, a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning and my purpose. My love. In spite of, or perhaps because of this, I choose to believe in mankind's potential, in his ability to find a way forward. So let there be no way back. From that temptation, I sunder us. No more shall man have wings to bear him to paradise.
Henceforth, he shall walk.
He shall walk.
Yes. Da 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 da.
She's the one walking.
All is excruciating pain. I breathe fire and torment. I birth a world of suffering to mire and plague.
Regular people. She witnesses everything.
In one fleeting moment, lives come and go, ever moving towards the unknown. And in that fleeting moment, they cry for the answer to the question,
What was the point?
why, given life, are they meant to suffer, to die? As fragmented, imperfect beings, yours is a never-ending quest. A quest to find your purpose, knowing your end is assured. To find the strength to continue when all strength has left you. To find joy even as darkness descends. And amidst deepest despair, light everlasting. A conjunction has begun to form, an intertwining of your time and mine. When you truly understand what is at stake, and your journey has prepared you to surmount the insurmountable, then shall I honor the promise made in another time, another age.
I'm not crying, you're crying, chat.
I'm crying.
holding back. But I just kept going and going. And it's just too real. I think that's what it is, like, even if you don't care about the characters, like, even if you have no connection to the characters, it's just so real.
Required reading. Required reading. That is required reading right there. You are not complete. Your task on this planet is not complete without that required reading right there. That is exactly what you need. That is required reading. Holy shit. I got 1 level from that? Holy shit, this is hard. Why is this so hard? Dun 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 dun. Oh man. I'll be right back. Holy moly. The game graphics look sick. Did I read chat? I just got back here. But yeah. Yeah, this game's awesome. This game is awesome. Oh man. Gotta do these little questies. What's new? What's new? Nothing. What? Nani? $8,000 experience to level up, huh? Well, that's quite a bit. $900. So I need to do that 8 times, basically. What did I get from that other fate? 2,000? That's not much. But it's better than 900. Depends on how long it takes to do them. If I'm higher level than them, then it'll take less time to do them, right? I think the levy quests are the way to go. I forgot something. have our craft. That's all my allowances. Jackal pups. Yeah, these are the best. I hate how much of a grind it is, though. What the heck? Oh well. Not much I can do about it. Might as well just enjoy. Damn, I do not feel good after that breakfast. Oof. Yeah, my oof. That breakfast does not agree with me. This is a grind. It should not be this much of a grind. For real. Should not be this much of a grind. Hey.
That works.
Yeah.
Except for the range, you have to put it on a box spring.
Yeah.
Otherwise it gets wet. But
Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It is a free and easy way to support the channel and to help out my algorithm. It might be a mixture of arrogance. It could be simple misunderstanding, which often does come into play. I think a lot of times when we hear things about the cryptocurrency space, or at least when I hear about them, I tend to assume that a lot of it is actual arrogance. People folding their arms and going, well, that's just the way that things are going to be. When I first got into the cryptocurrency market years ago, I took about, once again, 2 or 3 years to like actually research it because I didn't know what this thing was. By around 2015, 2016, before I started the other channel, I remember reading, price predictions have always been a major part of the cryptocurrency space, where things are going to be and how things are going to happen, especially with Bitcoin. I remember hearing that someone proposed, as Bitcoin was around like $600, $700, $800, that Bitcoin was going to $1 million. And I remember sitting there thinking that that sounds insane. I wasn't thinking about market cap. I wasn't thinking about, metrics and how usage. It was simply the idea of something that wasn't $1,000 going to over $1 million. You'll normally hear, let's say there's an asset or an item that is $55. Usually you'll see someone on like an auction TV show or Antiques Roadshow or whatever.
I'll be right back.
Massive issues for equality and things like that, because wealth distribution today only occurs through us working. Ultimately, that's a problem. Ultimately, the more AI we put in the system, the less effective capitalism becomes as an organizing principle for the way we run society. And that's an even bigger existential threat for many people today, because it undermines their political and economic beliefs. All of those years,
Bring it in and they say, I got this for 55 years ago. And the person will go, you know what? The valuation of this thing is probably around $1,500. You're usually hard pressed for someone to say, yeah, we bought it for 800, 20 something years ago, for the person to go, this is worth over $1 million, just this one right here. It's not usually going to happen. Now, I remember hearing someone even say that in the future, if everything converted to Bitcoin, that is to say, the M1, the M2, the M3 money supply, all forms of debt, corporations, governments, everything is just running on Bitcoin everywhere you go. Everything you see is just priced in Bitcoin and Satoshis. They said that they could even foresee the idea of in the 2060s, 2070s, or 2080s of Bitcoin being $100 million per coin. That one really, I was like, okay, super far-fetched, but maybe there's something to it. Another part of this, and it didn't drive me insane until I realized what was happening in this space. A huge portion of my annoyance for many years, if you were watching the earlier videos from years and years and years ago, was every single time that Bitcoin would go to $15,000, there was always someone, somewhere, whether it be Peter Schiff or Jamie Dimon, who kept on saying, no, Bitcoin is worth zero. And I remember thinking that these people were actually serious, as opposed to realizing that they're just
assholes.
interesting people. And
They're just assholes.
They know that Bitcoin is worth more than zero.
They're just contrarian assholes.
Trillions of US dollars worth of value every single year. You can't have something that runs 24 hours a day transacting trillions of dollars and has no value. It took me the point of the story is it took me a while to realize that these people, A, have no idea what they're talking about, B, are extremely arrogant in some sort of way, or C, maybe they just simply didn't actually know. The really weird part is that trickle down kind of hate. One of the things that makes me, I don't want to say upset, that sounds like a little bit too intense, has been over the years this idea of like this kind of blatantly lying to me. So hearing Warren Buffett tell people Bitcoin has no value, when Bitcoin clearly has value, even just as a network by itself that runs 24 hours a day. Bitcoin isn't worth $1 per coin, it's not worth $1 million per coin, it's worth way more than that. Because it is a system that doesn't rely on governments, runs 24 hours a day, and is usable by 8 billion people by default. I found an article, I was looking, I don't know what I was looking for actually. I actually I don't remember it anymore. But I stumbled upon, I saw the title, and I scrolled past and didn't care. And I was like, no wait, there's no way that someone actually said that. This guy's name is Kenneth Rogoff, R-O-G-O-F-F. He was a Harvard University professor. When I first began to do these videos, especially the other channel, The Modern Investor, there was a you must remember, in the early days I was so angry because people kept on releasing things like this. I realize now it's just because I think a lot of these people didn't want other people to actually be in this space. They wanted their feelings and their emotions to be validated. If you've been told your entire life that rocks are a currency, you believe that rocks are a currency. If we've been told our entire lives that a green piece of paper with dye on it is money, we're going to believe that it's money. If someone tells you otherwise, you become apprehensive. Remember I told you, old story, I had a friend who was really into World of Warcraft years ago. I mean, I'm talking about 2004, 5, 6, 7, somewhere around that time frame. And I remember him telling me that he was going around fighting all these monsters and things like that. And he was making gold inside the game. He could use that gold to like swap it to US. He was like selling the things that he was doing within the game, and I was like, that is the craziest thing. I remember making fun of him. I can admit it. I made fun of him. Because I was like, no, money's paper. Money's on a check. Money is on a dollar. I need to hold it in my actual hand and pass it to someone. So when I first heard about Bitcoin, I was like, that sounds insane. There's no way that could possibly be true. And this is why I say it from this vantage point. A lot of the years later, whenever we began to hear that Charlie Munger or Warren Buffett or people within their 60s, 70s, and 80s sometimes were like bad talking Bitcoin, I didn't get angry anymore because I realized that there was a hyper disconnect from what they believe and what they actually understand. Tell me if this is you as well, because this is me. I grew up in a generation of like the end tail of cassette tapes. The cassette tape turned into CDs, and CDs turned into iPods. I have a lot of friends now who care nothing about actually owning their actual music. So they only use Spotify and other websites and platforms. They don't own any of the files. By the time I was 11, 12, 13, owning your files was already like a thing. It was just like easing out of like the entire CD kind of thing. And it was this idea that like even now, I'll shorten it, even now like I need to I have to have my files downloaded so that I know that I own something. But there's another generation that doesn't want it at all. I have a lot of friends who only want to rent stuff. So they rent, this isn't a joke, they rent their TVs, they rent their couches, there's no idea that they need to own something. If they're able to rent in a couple of years, if they get sick of it, they can kind of move it on. I want to own my couch, I want to own my apartment, I want to own what I actually have. Got a bit off tangent, but it has to do with this idea of if you're told one thing, you can't confuse it, you can't conceptualize another. Bitcoin is a very big learning curve. You have to learn what inflation is, you have to learn what money is, you have to learn about manipulation, you have to learn about like the Bretton Woods, you have to learn about all these different things to figure out that like the system is kind of controlled by a small amount of people. Back in 2018, there was a Harvard University professor who was asked about Bitcoin. Was Bitcoin good? Was Bitcoin valuation of Bitcoin. Someone proposed to him and said, in 2028, they expected Bitcoin's price to at least be $100,000. That's the first weird part. They said in 10 years, 2028, Bitcoin's going to be $100,000. What do you think? And this professor said no. He said the reality actually is that the likelihood is that Bitcoin is going to fall to $100. And that likelihood is much greater than Bitcoin ever getting to $100,000 per coin. I think it's funny now to read something like that to realize just how wrong that he could have been. Like, imagine right now, with all the adoption, and I mean even before we even cue any of that in, that Bitcoin's price could be $100 per coin. Bitcoin, even if we didn't have all this institutional support and adoption, we'd probably be around a good $16, $17, $18, $21, $24,000 just off the back of like actual buying and the hype of the actual halving. Current discussions for this year are Bitcoin going this year. Are Bitcoin going to $250,000 to $500,000? I don't know if this guy is still active or still talking negatively, whatever, about Bitcoin. But a lot of times when people are asked about these things that they said before, they usually go, yeah, well, I still don't trust it in Bitcoin's going to 1,000. And it's like, okay. Bitcoin transacts 24 hours a day, trillions of dollars through its system alone. This is why you keep seeing Visa and MasterCard trying to get in as quickly as they possibly can, because in essence, the world doesn't need them. We can't just use Bitcoin. And I dare say with my pinky rings, also using the Lightning Network to actually have instantaneous, near-free transactions. The idea of Bitcoin now being only worth $100 has to, and the funny part is that it's coming from a university professor at Harvard. Hearing all these people from years ago, and I remember, once again, I remember being angry because I thought that their words held some kind of meaning. University professor, the guy who runs this company, this guy runs this bank, and I was like, not what if they're right, but it was more of a, what if I'm wrong, if that makes any sense. I didn't care what they said, but it was more like, what if I'm not paying attention? So you'll notice a lot of times in a bunch of other videos, I used to always say, even during a bear market, pay attention to the metrics. The price might be down 80%, boo-hoo, terrible. How many new people are still making addresses per day? Is Bitcoin still transacting? Every single quarter, is it transacting over $1, 2, 3, 4 trillion just on the blockchain? How many new companies do we keep hearing daily are getting into Bitcoin? How much more is being bought? But all these things add up to us getting back to a $100,000 Bitcoin. Bit of a different video, but I really thought that this was like funny. If you look at any of the other price predictions from all these people, especially Jamie Dimon, who's the head of the JP Morgan, he said years ago, he was like, no, Bitcoin's not going to make it. He was the one who coined the phrase blockchain, not Bitcoin. He was like, no one's going to want to use Bitcoin. And now we have governments buying Bitcoin. Now we have sovereign wealth funds buying Bitcoin. Now we have 5 companies that we know about, 2 of which are nearing 1 million Bitcoin. The other 3 who've all just popped up, who are also aspirationally trying to acquire hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin each. But Bitcoin's only worth $100. No one's going to use it. When you look at or think about what the future is going to be, and I've said this a lot of times, but if I don't repeat it, I'm afraid of people forgetting. Bitcoin's going to win. Bitcoin has already won, actually. Bitcoin's going to several $1 million per coin. And I need everyone to really understand why. And the way they usually figure this out is by looking at the past. It's by looking at the mistakes, it's by looking at the things that these people said about Bitcoin, and just realizing how wrong that they were. It's the last point. I said this years ago as well when I was talking about all the institutions coming into the space. I said they're going to raise our prices, but we don't need them. The idea is constantly that we need these rich people, we need this have to save ourselves. You know that the government aren't going to save you. People still try to lean on them and go, please help me. I need all the help that you could possibly give me. No, we would do just fine if all these companies weren't here. It would take us longer to move up in price. But even then, you look at where we are now, they're buying all the Bitcoin. There's a reason for it. So always keep that in mind. We've already won, and the future is probably
Ugh, that is such a pain. That is such a pain. I'd rather spend money. Huh.